As we've helped organizations over the last 30 years, we've discovered that in many areas, there's a difference between what they're looking for in how they measure performance. Some organizations are looking for merely conformance versus performance. Conformance is all about conforming to regulatory requirements, legislative constraints, impositions from stakeholders, and so forth. Whereas performance is all about driving the organization forward. Now, in the space that we're talking about here with FutureFit Business Benchmark, there are many established frameworks which our target organizations could choose to work from. But most of them are in the conformance range, not the performance range. The reason FutureFit for Business Benchmark is innovative and useful is because it's based on science, and therefore it's quantifiable, and we can specifically measure how our organization move forward. So let's expand that model for a moment. There really are 6 types of scorecards that organizations could build. First is a valuation scorecard. We build this for organizations who are trying to improve their financial well-being on the stock market by identifying some of these invisible assets and making them visible. Hopefully, shareholders will invest more in the company. Navigation. Navigation is what truly turns our excitement level up higher. It's how do we help organizations make decisions about, do I turn right or left? How do I navigate the business? And in this case, navigate the business towards achieving better FutureFit for Business benchmark performance. Compensation. Compensation is about how do we reward employees for a job well done. Now, the problem with compensation frameworks is they tend to use lagging measures, and they've got to fit within the SMART criteria. Fourth is calibration. Calibration is how do I benchmark my organization? How do I compare one organization to the other? And the dilemma here is, in order to benchmark, I need to make sure that every single candidate organization is measuring the same thing exactly the same way. We force them to use the same metrics. Now, this is in some areas possible, but in most areas impossible. So benchmarking or calibration is useful, but it can only be used in some aspects of FutureFit Business Benchmark. Evaluation. Evaluation is a scorecard that we would use to evaluate the net position of the organization, and therefore it's used in things like annual reports to help broader, uninformed stakeholders understand how the organization is performing. And then finally, regulation. These are scorecards built with the information purely required to comply with the regulatory or legislative reporting requirements. So, valuation, navigation, compensation, calibration, evaluation, and regulation. Now, our focus in this conversation is going to be about navigation. How do we build a scorecard to help organizations navigate towards better FutureFit performance? And that's the whole principle behind Release 2. It's about the can-do part of FutureFit. Now, those other frameworks are useful for different aspects of valuation, calibration, evaluation, and in some cases, even regulation. But none of them have the footprint to enable them to move towards navigation as FutureFit for Business does.